Hello, children. I welcome you all to this English class. Today's session, we are going to learn from Unit 4 poem. The title is Macavity, the Mystery Cat, and it was written by T.S.Eliot. First, we'll see about the author. Thomas Stearns Eliot was born on 26 September 1888 at St. Louis, Missouri, USA. He was an essayist, a critic, a playwright, and a pioneering poet of the 20th century. He attended Smith Academy in St. Louis and then the Milton Academy in Massachusetts. He graduated from Harvard University and then left for France and the Sorbonne to study philosophy. Eliot returned to Harvard and deepened his knowledge by reading Indian philosophy and studying Sanskrit. He also finished his advanced degree at Harvard. Some of his popular poems include The Waste Land, Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, Ash Wednesday, Four Quartets, Journey of the Magi, After Strange Gods, and Naming of Cats. T.S. Eliot won the Order of Merit and received the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1948. He died on 4th January 1965. There is always an air of mystery in cats. They appear to see something which we don't. Macavity is one such elusive, agile, and phantom-like cat. Let's get into the humorous lyric poem and find out what happens when he strikes. Children, listen carefully. Meanwhile, I'll ask you questions. Macavity, the Mystery Cat by T.S. Eliot. Macavity is a mystery cat. He is called the hidden paw, for he is the master criminal who can defy the law. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. In the first stanza, the poet describes a mysterious cat in this poem. It stands for the hidden paw, a symbol of crimes and cruelties, that is Napoleon. Here in the poem, the cat is a mysterious figure. Even the famous detective agency like Scotland Yard and the Flying Squad, that is, a group of police officers in England, are not able to find it out. He is the master of criminal who defies any law. He is the cause of the bafflement to the detective agencies like Scotland Yard and Flying Squad. He is too clever to be caught by anyone. When they reach the place of crime, the mysterious cat is not there. Okay, what is Macavity's nickname? Yes, Macavity's nickname is Hidden Paw, right? Yes. Which law does Macavity break? Yes, Macavity breaks the human law, right? Yes. Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. In this stanza, the poet says that no one is like Macavity. He has broken every human law. He even breaks the law of gravity. He has the power to raise or float in the air. He makes even a magician to stare at its flying in the air. And not only that, when the police officers reach the place of crime, the mysterious cat, that is Macavity, won't be there. Okay, what makes the Faki stare in wonder? Yes, Macavity's power of levitation makes the Faki stare in wonder, right? Yes, you may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Macavity is a ginger cat. He is very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. In this stanza, the poet describes that we may search for it in the basement and we may look for it in the sky. But after doing all the crimes, it is found nowhere. And he is brown in color, very tall and thin in body. Macavity is very alert and cautious, and he has sunken eyes. Okay, can you describe Macavity's appearance? Yes, Macavity is tall and thin, and its eyes are sunken, right? Yes. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect. His whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. And when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. In this stanza, the poet describes that Macavity's eyebrows are deeply lined with thought. That is, Macavity is always preoccupied with some serious thoughts. His head is round in shape. His coat is dusty, means its furs are dusty, and his whiskers, that is, long stiff hair grown near the mouth, or tangled, that is, not combed. While moving like a snake, he sways, that is, he moves his head from side to side as if in search of some prey. It is a deceitful cat and it pretends to be sleeping. When we think that it is sleeping, it will be fully awake. He is so alert even in sleep. Okay, can you explain the comparison made here? Yes, Macavity's movement of his head is compared to the movement of a snake moving its head from left to right and right to left, right? Yes. Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. For he is a fiend and feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square. But when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. In this fifth stanza, the poet says that there is no one like Macavity in his devilishness. He is fiend, that is, he is cruel and unpleasant in the guise of a cat. He is a monster of wickedness. He may be seen in a by street or in a square, that is, a plaza or in an open place. But when people come to know about a crime there, he is found nowhere. So, he can't be found anywhere by the police when the crime is discovered. Okay, where can you encounter Macavity? Yes, we can encounter Macavity in a by street and in the square, right? Yes, he is outwardly respectable. They say he cheats at cards, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. And when the latter is looted, or the jewel case is rifled, or when the milk is missing, or another peak's been stifled. The poet tells us about his more crimes in this stanza. He says that Macavity is a hypocrite, very clever and cunning being because his outward impression is respectable. No trace of his previous criminal record is found in the files of the detective agency like Scotland Yard. Several activities of loot are usually committed, for example, disappearance of eatables and milk from the cupboards, jewelry thefts at the gunpoint, strangulation, that is, killing by pressing the throat of a small Chinese dog picniche. Though Macavity did all these criminal activities, the Scotland Yard police never finds any proof of Macavity's criminal activities. Or the greenhouse glass is broken and the trellis past repair. Hey, there is the wonder of the thing. Macavity is not there. And when the Foreign Office find a treatise gone astray, or the Admiralty lose some plans and drawings by the way. In this stanza also, the poet continues describing Macavity's crimes, that is, breaking off the greenhouse glass and terrels. When a file of treaty from the Foreign Office is found missing, the Admiralty, that is, the Naval Office, lost some plans and drawings. But it is surprising that Macavity leaves no evidence of crime behind him. Okay, what are the crimes mentioned here? Yes, the crimes mentioned here are breaking the glass of the greenhouse and damaging the support of the creeper. That may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair, but it's useless to investigate. Macavity is not there, and when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say it must have been Macavity, but he is mile away. Here, the poet continues that a scrap of paper is found in the hall or on the stair. There is no use of investigating the matter because Macavity would not be found responsible for those crimes. The Secret Service might say that it is done by Macavity, but that is of no use. Macavity is blamed for theft, but he will be off a mile away from the place of crime. That is, he is 1 mile away from the spot of crime. Okay, what is Macavity blamed for? Yes, Macavity is blamed for a theft. Okay, you will be sure to find him resting or a licking of his thumbs, or engaged in doing complicated long division sums. Macavity, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. There never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity. In this stanza, the poet describes that Macavity is 1 mile away from the spot of crime, and he may be relaxing or licking his thumbs, or may be busy in solving the complicated sums of divisions, that is, difficult sums of division. He had never been such a deceitful and tactful cat in the past, so it is not possible for the police to connect him with the crime. Okay, what is Macavity expected to be doing after committing a crime? Yes, he is expected to be relaxing happily or doing difficult division sums, right? Yes, he always has an alibi and one or two to spare at whatever time the deed took place. Macavity wasn't there, and they said that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known, I might mention Mungo Jerry, I might mention Griddlebone, or nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time just control their operations, the Napoleon of crime. In this last stanza, the poet says that Macavity is always ready to use an alibi, that is, excuse or more, but he is not present at time of the crime. Then the poet mentions about other cats like Mungo Jerry and Griddlebone, whose wicked deeds were also known to people. Mungo Jerry and Griddlebone are the fictional characters specialized in pretty thefts and mischief in T.S.Eliot's book Old Passam's Book of Practical Cats. But those were also the agents of Macavity who controlled their actions. He is really the Napoleon of crime. He leads the criminals as Napoleon led the soldiers in the battle successfully. Okay, why is Macavity called the Napoleon of crime? Yes, Macavity is responsible for all the crimes that happens in its place, right? So it is called Napoleon of crime, which means leader of criminals, isn't it? Yes. Let's see few odd words and its meaning from the poem. Defy, to resist or to challenge. Bafflement, total confusion. Scotland Yard, the headquarters of London Metropolitan Police Service. Flying Squad, a police force ready to plunge into action. Levitation, the action of raising and floating in the air. Fakir, a holy person who lives on alms and has the power to levitate. Ginger, alert and cautious. Fiend, demon. Feline, cat. Depravity, evil quality. Larder, cupboard for storing food. Rifle, ransack to steal. Peak, a Pekingese dog. Stifle, to suppress someone from acting. Trellis, wooden bar used as a support for creepers. Admiralty, a government department that administered the British Navy. Deceitfulness, cunningness. Suavity, confidence and sophistication. Alibi, a claim of evidence that one was elsewhere when a crime was committed. Mungojery and Griddlebone, fictional characters specialized in petty thefts and mischief in T.S. Eliot's book Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. Napoleon of Crime, the commanding leader of criminals. Let's see few key points for better understanding. Macavity is a master criminal. He leaves no evidence after committing any crime. Even the Scotland Yard is unable to arrest him. He breaks the human law as well as the law of gravity. He is a devil in the guise of a cat. He cleverly makes an alibi every time. All the notorious cats are none but the agents of Macavity. Okay, children, up to this, the poem gets over. Hope you understand. If you have any doubt, you can call me and watch this video once or twice for better understanding. Thank you.